If you're thinking about becoming a plumber in 2026 in the UK, just stop. Wait until you watch this whole video from the start to the end, because I've seen a lot of people not tell people the right type of paths you can use to get into the industry. And there are thousands of people that don't get it right because of certain hurdles as well. And I'm going to break them all down in this video, step by step, how much you can actually be earning and how much it's going to cost you if you want to pay for the courses, and what type of real world experience you actually need to get into the industry. My name is Mr. London Plumber. I done a video on this in 2025. It got a lot of questions. I built a nice little community around it. Now I'm here to give you the 2026 version and what has actually changed. So I've been a plumber for over 23 years. I also own my own plumbing business. I make plumbing content, and I've also been a lecturer as well. So I've taught plumbing in colleges as well. We need to ask ourselves, is plumbing actually worth it in 2026? That is the deal-breaking question. But I've done all my research for this video, so it makes it easy for you guys. So all you need to do is get a pen, get a paper, jot some notes down. If you've got some questions, please do comment below, because I make this a community where anyone can ask questions, right? So if you've got a question about plumbing and you want to get started, just fire me a message. So there is a massive demand for skilled tradespeople in the UK, especially plumbers. A lot of older plumbers are coming to that time right now where it's retirement, and we need new faces and new people to replace them. So if this is done right and done correctly, those new people could potentially make a lot of money. This is true. But I don't want you to think that plumbing is a trade where you can jump in and just make money straight away, because it doesn't work like that. But we're going to get to what your qualifications are going to amount to, and we're going to also break down the different routes on how you can get into plumbing, because now we've found out it's actually worth it. We need to find out how we can actually get in. And college is where we first start, because it's where you're going to learn the basics of your trade. The courses, what you want to do or are going to be doing, are going to be level 1 plumbing, which you're going to start off with, and then you're going to advance when you pass that section, and you're going to get to level 2. So level 2 and level 3 diploma is one of the most common routes what young people take to get into plumbing. But it has its downside, and its downside is that it doesn't really give you real world experience. And that matters so much when it comes to becoming a plumber. I've took the second route, which is a modern day apprenticeship, and I've done that good part of like nearly 18, 19 years ago. But what that gave me is the experience of learning the basics in the classroom, and also having the hands-on experience while doing the job every day I wasn't at college. So I went college one day, and then the rest of the 4 days I was working on the tools, gaining that work experience and gaining that knowledge. There are a lot of private training centres set up nowadays which are separate to plumbing courses, but they just run plumbing courses. And a lot of them you'll find are called like fast track courses. And the fast track courses can be successful for people who have some type of experience or knowledge in doing DIY or handy things. You could pick up something a lot quicker. Generally, a lot of adults tend to go for these fast track courses because they do cost. Some can be good, so I would definitely suggest for people to do their research about any private course which they're going to do, which is going to be separate to a college. And I do want to give my little caveat on colleges quickly, because colleges allow you a longer time to learn the course because you're there for a lot longer. Resources are all the same, but you might have more time with a lecturer compared to someone who is teaching 30 people in a class and everyone's here every day on a fast course. Less time to ask certain questions what you might need. Step-by-step career paths. So we've said that you're going to learn the basics of plumbing at college. So that's your NVQ Level 2 is where you learn your basics within plumbing. How to fix a tap, how to fix a washer, how to bend a pipe to a 90-degree angle. All of these things are your basics, which your course will teach you as your NVQ Level 2. Getting work experience is where a lot of people struggle, because they turn around and they don't know any plumbers. So who are they to ask? I've always told my own students to go and look up people who work in your local area as plumbers. Shoot them a message. You've got Instagram, you've got TikTok, you've got Google. Search any of these places for local plumbers to ask them if you can shadow them for the day, just so you can get that real world work experience, because hands-on experience beats everything. My personal opinion. And you need work experience. Qualifications, we're talking about our NVQs. So to become a qualified plumber, you will need one of the two, an NVQ Level 2 or an NVQ Level 3. Let me go back to how you're going to get it. How you're going to get your NVQ Level 2 is you need to have your work experience with a qualified plumber for them to be able to sign you off on your last assessment. This is where so many people struggle but don't know where to find that plumber just to give them that work experience. Make sure you've got that lined up before it comes to you, because it will hit you like a lightning bolt. When you get qualified, if you want to become a gas engineer after you have your Level 2 and your Level 3, it's a great way to go down. It's called gas registered. So you will be able to work on boilers and things of that nature. So it's something where you can look to end up at, or you could go on with your qualifications, what you do have, and start with our step number 5, which is starting up work. You can go and work and go and find a 9-to-5 job with those qualifications and get some experience. But people do ask for people with experience. And I just do want to say now that employers prefer people with NVQs instead of diplomas. Diplomas is understanding the course. The NVQ is showing that you can actually do the physical job. You can go and search that for yourself, but I just saved you a little bit of time because I knew that myself. So if you didn't want to start up work, you could go possibly to being self-employed. And this is a big attraction for a lot of people who are looking at becoming self-employed, because they're looking to start their own business, but they need the qualifications. So you need the qualifications, the work experience, and the competency to be self-employed. Let's break down the cost of the course, on what things are going to cost you. When we talk about courses and costs, I think some people don't really have much of an idea how much it actually costs. So courses vary from anything from £2,000 all the way up to £8,000. I'm going to be honest, I've heard of people paying £9,000 to get on a plumbing course, which is a fast track course. It's a lot of money if you haven't got it. So going to college for one day and it taking a lot longer, meaning that you don't have to pay out your own pocket, might be financially better for some of us. And when it comes to plumbing, you know that we've got tools, and tools vary from what type of brands you buy to compare to what type of work you're actually going to be doing. The basic hand tools and tools can range from £500 to £2,000 to £6,000. I've spent well in the excess of £10,000 on plumbing tools. Your travelling time is going to be something which you can't really accommodate for how much that really costs, because you have to spend a certain amount of time travelling to and from your courses. You're going to have to spend a certain amount of time travelling to and from work, and when you're getting work experience as well, that is going to take up a proportion of your time. Let's talk about salary expectations and salaries. Right. So apprentices might earn anything up to £15,000 to £20,000 a year. And that is quite good. Qualified plumbers can earn anything up to £30,000 to £40,000 a year from employment. That's an employer. And self-employed can earn anything up to £300 to £200 a day, depending on experience and depending on what type of job it is. But I must say from now that sometimes people think about jumping on these fast track courses, and they can be good for some people, but you can't just throw money at a course to be able to jump the line, to be able to skip and get the work experience straight away. You're not going to get all the answers to everything and understand everything while you go out there, because it's how you're processing this whole course. But everyone is different. You do have some people who survive and become plumbers and have been working in the industry ever since. It just depends how you learn the game. I've made a lot of other videos which are similar to these videos, and I'm going to be showing a few of them on the screen right now because I think that these videos will be helpful for you. But I do want to tell you about my plumbing Bible book which I wrote. It's a PDF which you can download if you message me, DM me full on my Instagram or over at my TikTok, and I can send you the link, and it's a PDF which you can download, which will show you 50 of the most common plumbing faults and also some materials which you will need to get started and tools. Do enjoy it. It's a video which I've got out now. You can DM me anytime for the link because it's set up automatically. All you've got to message me is fault. DM me fault. I'll say it one more time so you guys can get it. It's a free PDF which I put together. It's called The Plumbing Bible by me, Mr. London Plumber. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and it's been a lot of information to take in, but definitely message me, drop a little comment and tell me what you think about the video. I actually thought I was finished with this video, but I had to make a whole part about people who make mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes is thinking that you're going to go into college, you're going to get these qualifications, and you're just going to be employable. Everyone's going to blow up your phone. It doesn't work like that. There are a lot of people who have plumbing qualifications that still struggle today to get a job. The market is becoming a little bit saturated, but we always have a need for people who have qualifications, and those people always get priority over others. I'm just going to be honest. And if you've got work experience, like you've been at an apprenticeship before that, that's even better. It makes you even more employable. So I want people to stop running with the idea of, I'm going to go do this course and then all of a sudden I'm going to be employable. I don't want you to be upset, so build up yourself. But I've made other videos on these types of topics to be able to help you as well. So definitely look out for those videos. Those will be dropping on my page. I want to put the myth aside, as in you go into a fast track course is going to all of a sudden get you in the game. That fast track course or that training centre is going to teach you the same things as the college, crammed in a smaller space of time, and it's more based upon people or aimed on people who have had some experience. Maybe you've been working with a plumber for a year or so as a plumber's mate. Now you've got the money to be able to do a course. You don't have the time to do a 2-3 years course at college, so you want to do something fast track. Be prepared to study, because they'll always give you the nudge and say, oh, I don't think it's that, I think it's another thing. But they can't sit down and do the questions for you. Well, they shouldn't be. You know they shouldn't. But that will be another story for another video. When you're 16 to 19, don't make the mistake and say to yourself, I'll do a plumbing course later. Don't feel like doing it. Because when you run out of that age gap, it won't be free anymore. Just want to remind people that. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to grow. But even if you can only grow because you're at that stage, aim to get yourself an apprenticeship. It's not impossible. There are loads of companies out there, but they're not going to go searching for you. You have to search for them. That's just how it works. It's very competitive within this industry. It is who you know. Find yourself contacts, and your contacts hopefully will pay off one day. Another thing I want to tell people is that there are some overnight success stories of people who are plumbers, but the majority of people are able to earn a decent wage, and it's generally higher than most people what they get in their normal day-to-day life. You know, the mistake what people make sometimes is they think they're going to be making loads and loads of money. When I was an apprentice, and apprentices do make roughly anything from like 8k to 15k a year. Being fully qualified, little bit of experience, you could get 30 to 40k a year. Someone on the top end who's got 10 to 15 years of experience, we're looking at like 50k. But there's a glass ceiling, and the people who think that they're going to go out there self-employed, the person who's making the most money on self-employed is probably about £500 a day. But the likelihood of that person making that money on a constant basis, I don't know about that. You know, I live in the real world, and if there are some people getting it, there's only a few getting it. It's not a lot. Average is rounding around to anything from like £300 to £400 a day. Again, the idea and the dream which is sold to a lot of people when it comes to being self-employed is you're going to be your own boss, you can do what you want. There's a lot of responsibility in that. There is nothing in the plumbing course which teaches you about running your own business and managing it properly, but I definitely think it's something which I've covered quite a lot within my own content and just building people's awareness about it. But if you want to check out any of those videos, They'll be popping up now on the screen, and I will definitely link some of them in the description box below. This video took me a little while to make because I had to think deep about the things, obviously, what I was going to say, and obviously the message as well, because I don't want to deter people. I want to tell people that I've had a lovely time being in the trade. I've made money, friends, community, and I think most people can do it if you put your mind to it. But it is something which needs you to concentrate and apply yourself. My name is Mr. London Plumber. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like, share and subscribe and join my community. Have a great day.